Hello, everybody. Welcome to a wonderful daily show that we like to call the Experimental Interview, where we take a guest from around the internet and they have important to communities. And we have a few questions. Haku, take it away.
We are here for today's Portal Talk podcast interview. In fact, interview number 1 specifically. I'd like to welcome, in fact, my good friend Og, would like to welcome our very first guest, longtime VRC user and possible avatar creator, ACME. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys inviting me. And I didn't know it was your first episode, so it's an honor. Thank you.
We're just we're starting slow, just getting through the basics of putting ourselves out there. But we brought you here to just ask a few questions about your adventures in VR chat, how your experience started, how you maybe accomplished a few things in here and there. So I think we'll go ahead and just jump right in. So first question we have for you is how long have you been on VR chat, and what was your first initial reaction or interaction when you first came to it?
Gotcha. I guess you could call me one of the VR chat OGs. I think the game started around, 2016? I came a little later at 2018.
2016, 2017.
Yeah, somewhere around that time. I actually didn't know much about VR chat at the start. I literally just bought a gaming PC when I was in college because I went to do some schoolwork, but I wanted to play some gaming. And it just so happened that the computer that I bought was VR ready. So
nice.
I think it came with the headset. So I was like, okay, I got to find some games to play for it. And I think the first game was Beat Saber. Everyone plays Beat Saber.
Yeah, it is quite a popular one. I've seen so many videos of that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh god, I can't even remember when Beat Saber first came out, honestly. Was it around the same time as VR chat? Or
yeah, it was. Beat Saber's been
around.
around for a while. So that was one of the first games I played, and I tried a couple here and there, but the VR chat was the first game that made me really get into VR use.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that got me into VR chat in the first place was the Knuckles meme. Back then.
You got me, Knuckles.
Oh dear.
Yeah, let's not.
Another
We're not going to talk about that because that was.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a. that was
strong
a long,
feelings,
Oh god,
It was
it was funny. I think I saw it on
experience.
YouTube somewhere. It was like a whole series, so I thought that was hilarious. I was like, that looks like a fun place. Let me get in there, and I think that's where the journey started. So about 8 years ago.
Yes.
At this point, yeah. Math is right.
But yeah, no, it's good to know. Og, I believe you have a question.
All right. So how did you get your name? Like, is there any significance behind your name, or what more or less gave birth to said name that you use today?
Acme was my online moniker for a long time, on forums and other websites. I think the first time I used it was in this chat service for an anime site.
Oh,
And
okay.
back then I called myself Acme Animator because I was really into Looney Tunes and then just like animation in general. I was trying to get into animation,
Nice.
like drawing and stuff. And then Acme just stuck. So when I started VR chat, I was just, I've been using this name for so long, I'm just gonna stick with it.
Yeah. And just back to the VR chat aspect. Did you discover VR chat by pure coincidence, or did your friends happen to mention it to you, or was it like maybe a family member? Like
Coincidence.
Coincidence.
I guess coincidence of being on the internet, because yeah, none of my friends played it, and even when I got into it, I think I got one friend into VR chat, but then the rest, I mean, I didn't really talk about VR chat with like my college friends at the time or anything. That was just kind of like my thing. So
Like a
and,
double life sort
I
of thing.
yeah. I guess you could say that. Yeah, I spent what was it? 2020 came around the corner, so there was a period of time where I was spending a lot of time on VR chat because we were on lockdown. My
Yeah,
job
the
let me go
pandemic,
because, you guys know about it. I wasn't a healthcare worker, so I wasn't considered essential. So I was out of work. There was no work to find. I was filling out applications. So the only thing I really had to do was play VR chat. And I think that's where the creativity part kind of came along, because I'm like, well, I'm spending so much time on this game.
But yeah, no, I know that feeling. I was around VR chat starting February of 2020, so just when the pandemic hits. I was very fortunate to end up on VR chats around that time period, because God, yeah, the pandemic changed everything for us.
This game was my life. Definitely.
What else?
Oh no, sorry.
You okay? You good? Okay. Good.
yeah. Don't worry. The chairs are kind of like that. I got booted out of my seat a couple times too, midway through. So it's okay. You kind of get used to it.
Okay, so oh yeah, did you happen to come across any communities in VR chat that you consider very attached to and you feel welcomed and accepted in?
Community.
Just like groups in general, pretty much. Like, was there ever a group that someone invited you into and you felt very welcomed by said people? Like this was a community that you could trust, like fully.
Yeah. Closest to that, I would say, is I guess the streamer community in a way, because I mean, if you can call that a community, I know there's like there are the VRC.
I consider it a community.
There's the LGBT communities, avatar creators. I think the only ones I really got, I guess, kind of into somewhat in a way, were like the streamer communities and the music, and that was all because of my creative work at the time. So when I started filmmaking, and there wasn't a filmmaking community at the time like there is now, so I didn't really find myself with the furries. I don't think I was LGBT. I wasn't LGBT, but the streamers, I guess, kind of, I wasn't a streamer yet. But with the movie production, I ended up meeting some people in that space, and then because of their collaborative nature and working on music and stuff like that, I would say that's the closest thing. But outside of that, it was really just me hanging out with friends. You know, I had a couple circles in, so no large communities of, I guess, necessarily, besides I guess streaming.
And you said you said that you have experience in filmmaking. Has there been any this is a question I would like to ask, if that's all right. Has there been any film projects that you may have done in VR chats that you consider proud of? If so.
Yeah, I'm very proud of I guess 2 or 3 in particular. First one being the very first one I ever worked on, which is Derailed. I'm guessing you might have seen it since you invited me here.
I mean, I haven't seen it personally. I mean, I have seen some VR chat films that were made, but okay. I'm still trying to get used to watching VR chat films. It's still a whole new experience for me, honestly.
Gotcha.
But actually, I don't know if have you seen any VR chat films, but by any chance?
Not that much. The sea again. Come on, work with me.
There's a lot of that now. So I'll just to bring you up to speed. So 2020, during the pandemic, I was spending a lot of time on VR chat. But because I wasn't working and I wasn't in school at the time. After a while, it just kind of felt like, oh man, I'm just wasting all this time on VR chat, and it was kind of driving me crazy, just not having anything to do. And one day I found out about this camera called VRC Lens, and at the time, VR chat did not have the kind of fancy camera settings that it does now. It just had that, you know, the one, it just like that simple camera, no special effects. You couldn't even zoom it really. Everyone was just taking pictures with that. Yeah, but I saw some people were taking these realistic like looking photos where like there was like a depth of field and zoom and all that, and I was like, whoa, what camera they're using. I found out what camera that I found out the camera, and I kind of played around with it for a bit, and I was like, I wonder if anyone's tried like making videos with it, and I couldn't find any. So I was like, oh, I got to do something with it. And then that was the birth of the Derailed project, which was my first ever film. And I'm proud of it because it was kind of like a grassroots movement within VR chat. Because halfway through the production, I got in touch with, through a mutual friend, I got in touch with a streamer named TFM Johnny. And he did the vocals for a song that we wrote specifically for the movie. I had this musician, his name was Bardo, he wrote the song, TFM Johnny performed the song, and you know, he was a pretty big streamer at the time, even back then, so he was able to promote the movie. My friend Croa, who starred in the movie, and we both went around promoting the movie everywhere that we could. Like, we were paying some world creators to put up posters in their world, and we were just like word of mouth. I was going on Reddit, I was posting in the VR chat subreddit, and by the time we had the premiere, it was actually a huge event. A lot of people showed up, and I sort of edited the final cut of the movie to give people the movie experience. So if you ever been to like AMC theater, you know how you have the little previews and you know like the
I don't think I have, honestly. I don't think I have.
Oh, you haven't been to like the movie theater in a while?
Oh no,
like,
no, sorry. No, no, it was my brain was going places. No, I have been to movie theaters like probably every 2 years. I go to theaters every now and again, whenever
okay.
I'm able to plan stuff with my friends. But it's not a regular occurrence for me. But anyways, continue.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Whether it's regular or not, I knew everyone had been inside for a while, so I wanted to, you know, recreate that movie experience for them. So yeah, we had people, you know, lining up for the movie. Everyone got seated. I had previews of other VR chat projects that were going on, and then the big movie played, and yeah, everyone loved it. So I'm pretty proud of that one.
Let's see what else. Would you say that that your filmmaking on VR chat specifically has helped your earnings? Probably more so than maybe any actual job that you could have aside from that. Or...
No.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just. It's just like. So what you're saying is that like your filmmaking, it's still like. Would you say that your filmmaking is still in its early stages when it comes to potential profits, in a sense, or do you feel like you've gotten to the point where you are getting earnings from it, in a good?
I would say early, and to be truthful, it's been a little while since my last project, and that's just because of life, you know. Things got busy. I started school, and then it was also a money thing. I've been wanting to get back into the filmmaking. Back then, I actually did make some money from it. Thank you.
Talk with me.
Back then, I actually did make a little bit of money from it. I was doing commissions for people. I was doing music videos for Johnny and a few other people. So they did pay me for that. It wasn't like, you know, a large sum of money. So it was largely for the love of doing it. And I think at some point in the future, Yeah, yeah. I think at some point in the future it probably could become profitable, but that's not really something that's not an angle I'm looking at it just yet. It's more of just like a passion sort of thing and probably putting my own money into it. But maybe at some point it could, you know,
Yeah.
I would like to see it, you know, at least get to the point where the money that's coming in could be used to make even better projects, or and if I can make a little bit off of that, that'll be nice.
So I I'm gonna go a little off topic. Uh, and for any listeners out there, uh, where Haku just crashed, and I'm, you know, X-Man is taken in.
Mhm.
But like I said, I'm gonna go off topic. Uh, so what's your favorite color? I know it's basic and all that, but yeah, I'm
Yeah, it's red.
curious. Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. I was kind of questioning, like, yeah, anytime I looked at your profile on your YouTube channel, it saw a lot of red.
Yeah,
Here I go again
it's a
with
theme I have going on my
my
avatar.
chair issues. Same chair, different story.
Okay, my hand is acting up.
So, uh, have you ever tried like comedy skit? Have you ever thought about that?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I kind of played around with it in my YouTube videos a little bit. So I guess yeah, I've I think if I were to get back into it at some point this year, which I'm thinking about if I get like an upgrade with my PC, that's an angle I would like to try out because it's a good way to bring in new viewers. So, and I like comedy skits, so I would say
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
that's something I'd consider.
Uh, how about sketches of comedy?
Sketches of comedy.
Other, yeah, like, you know, funny clips with your friend. Have you ever tried that?
Funny clips of um
Y- You
I
seem like
yeah
the guy that would have plenty of humor.
I would like to think so. Yeah. I mean if it's anything related to comedy, then yeah, I could comedy is like is pretty hard to pull off in general. Like I would say even more so than drama, but I've tried to incorporate that in like previous uh film projects and also my personal YouTube channel, which I did a couple god I did like some Omegle videos back then, and then I did yeah a couple skits. I haven't done any stuff in a little while, but
Kicking up
yeah,
the
I mean
legs
comedy
intensely.
skits, you know, of you know, funny VR chat moments and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See, and Haku, you have more questions? Oh,
Yeah, yeah, we're still rolling. Okay. Let's see. So I was asking before about the your film work, and so would you say that that your film work has put you up in terms of, you know, more finances, or do you feel like that you still would be seeking out other job applications on top of what you do on VR chat?
I would say I still have a long way to go with that, and you know I've sort of you know kind of lost any momentum that I did have at the time, you know, because things were going up, but
I
again
see.
because of life circumstances and other things, I had to shift my priorities. I would
Mhm.
think that if I did or whenever I do get back into that, I have a lot more groundwork to kind of get the ball rolling. And then
Mhm.
at some point, yeah, sure, it could become profitable, but that's it. It takes time. Because I see it kind of the same as content creation in general. Like if you're doing TikTok, if you're doing Instagram or YouTube, it takes time
Or
to get to a point
Twitch.
where, yeah, like it takes time from just getting barely monetized and making I don't know, a couple cents per video or a couple dollars to a point where like you can do it for a living. Like some of the streamers that I mentioned earlier or that I used to hang with. I mean, they're at a point where they can do that full time. I definitely could
Mhm.
not. So best believe I'm keeping my day job until you know what I'm saying,
No,
anything like that.
that's understandable.
Same.
Yeah, I know. No, I still got a day job. I've been living the same day job for like 7 years now, so I get that, man. So good.
Yeah.
I'm on my second year. Welcome to the forecast of the VR chat world. Today we're gonna go over the forecast, as I said. So, as you can see, we have a forecast event of a lot of people going to the Black Cat as usual. We also have another set of wonderful people being brought to light in the Warhammer community world. And we also have some club owners out there. So if you're wanting to go into a virtual club, come on in and put on your headset. Have some fun. Let's skip to the future.
It's fine. It's all good. I got this. Okay, so yeah, we're pretty much at the end rope of this. So our next question for you is, do you happen to be a world builder by any chance? Like, has there been any world related projects that you've done on VR chats as of late
Yeah,
that
no,
we could
that's
find somewhere? Or
no,
sorry.
absolutely not. I so
Nah,
so avatar and world creation is absolutely not my forte.
I see.
It is something I want to learn at some point because I feel like it probably would help at least. I want to learn the basics so that I can at least maybe set up like basic sets to test out shots before I consult an actual world creator to make me something nice. Because I think it takes years to kind of get to that point, and I think I should leave that to the people that are actually dedicated to world building
Mm.
rather than someone like me. I would probably kind of half-ass it a little bit, but I mean it seems fun. So
So you
So
haven't
relatable.
had.
no,
So you
Yes,
haven't
yeah,
thank
had
no,
any.
you.
no
Thank
worlds,
you, my man in the back.
no worlds, no avatars. My partner actually made this avatar for me,
I
to
see.
kind
I
of
see.
match my last one as best as possible.
So most of your experiences on VR chat when it comes to creating stuff has mainly been filmmaking. Mm.
Call my baby right there because yeah, I think I was one of the few doing it at the time, and now it's inspired a whole community, which I'm excited to see.
And are
And
you? I mean, are you still
I would like to
potentially
rejoin that.
open to other possibilities of what you could do on VR chat aside from filmmaking, or do you think filmmaking is going to be your main bread and butter for the time being?
That'll probably be my main bread and butter. I'd like to look into other forms of I guess it'll be content creation in general.
Mm.
With regards to in-game content, probably not so much. Unless like
Mm.
I just learn a lot, and I mean it could change in the future, but I personally don't have any plans for that. At least not seriously.
No, no, that's perfect. All right, Og, do you have a question?
Okay. Is there at least like
As
anything
he's
else that we should know about you just to be on the safe side? Like any little tidbit that could happen, like some sort of reaction to what could possibly happen in the future in the group, more or less.
I I can't think of anything that like no,
Like say
I'm trying to
something,
narrow
yeah.
down. You know,
Yeah.
like give me an example. Yeah.
Like something related to like something that offends like a certain like group or whatnot. What would you do in that situation, or how would you calm that down? To like,
Um, I mean, I would like to think I can get along with just about anyone. I mean, like you know, you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. That sort of thing, you know.
got it. Okay.
I personally don't get too. I mean, I try not to be too opinionated in general. Like that's not to say that I'm afraid to speak my mind about anything, but I don't consider myself that kind of person that you wouldn't invite out drinking because the moment you start drinking, they have everything to say about this situation in the world and politics and that place of the world and all that. I I have better things to worry about. I like just connecting with people. So
Okay. All
um
right. Gotcha.
yeah, I
You,
don't think
you,
there's anything
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, you just keep
Okay.
yourself centered between it all.
Yeah,
Just
I
not,
mean
yeah.
that's just kind of how I see myself. You know, I prefer to see the good in people where I can.
Mm.
You know.
No, I think that's a very good trait to have, regardless of who you may be. Um, but yeah, I think we pretty much went through all the questions we wanted. So I guess the last thing I'll ask you is, since this is our very first episode that will be going up for whoever will potentially see this, do you have anything you want to say to the camera, to like whether that be advice in life or just any final thoughts
Give us a
that you
mantra.
want to give?
So I guess just like me, if there's something that you're very passionate about, whoever's out there is listening, um, and you can find that in VR chat. VR chat is an endless world of opportunity, and it's not just world building and avatar building. I know those are the main things that have been in VR chat, but now it's just I was able to kind of find a filmmaking space. There's class. There are people conducting classes in VR chat. There's churches in VR chat. I'm part of a Japanese learning group in VR chat. There's this teacher. She conducts actual lessons. People pay her money, and she actually creates lesson plans and teaches students within VR. They do little VR field trips to virtual places in Japan.
I've
So it's
heard
just
about that. Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to VR Nihongo. If it doesn't have to be just 3D stuff. You can do anything out in the world or in VR chat.
Woo!
Man, that's well said. Very well said. But yeah, no,
Mhm.
thank you so much for coming on and honestly giving us some nice perspectives on VR chats, content making.
Thank you so much for having me.
Um,
Really, it's
yeah, no, it's
really
great.
nice.
But yeah, I think that's all for now, and that is why we call this the Portal Talk. See you.
Podcast.